Like it doesn't look like a hospital. It doesn't look like. And I wished that I just had a curtain, you know. Boa tarde. Welcome to another video, and today I'll be talking about giving birth in Brazil. Before I go on, if you like this video, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel, share, and encourage me in the comments. If you're new here, my name is Jemima, and I am a 21st century missionary living in Sao Paulo, Brazil with my family. So that's me. Let's dive right into it. After giving birth, I was moved to the recovery ward. I think it was just me. Another lady came in and left. And again, curtains, very private, just me and baby. But when I was moved to, which I believe is the mommy and baby ward, I think the last leg before you leave the hospital, that I did not enjoy because it was an open room, no curtains, right? So, you know, other ladies' husbands were there. And so anything, there was no privacy. Anything that I had to do had to be in the bathroom. And I wished that I just had a curtain, you know. I didn't even mind sharing, but I kind of wished that I just had a curtain. And I think the communication levels, you know, because my husband had come and then they said, oh, it's too early, he had to go and come back. And I didn't have my phone. So I was able to speak to the head nurse who speaks English, and then I called my husband, and when he came, they were like, oh no, you know, you can't see her. And he's like, but I just spoke to the head nurse. So he had to call the head nurse. And then, so there was a lot of miscommunication because other people had their husbands coming in. So I'm not sure why. But he eventually came in because my daughter didn't have any clothes because he was with everything, right? So he eventually came in and that was fine. But again, I didn't sleep because even though my daughter was sleeping, other babies were not sleeping. So even when she was sleeping, she slept pretty well the first few nights. So I made sure that everything was quickened because in Brazil, they keep you 3 days. I know in the UK and in other countries, they keep you for less. You can go home. If there are no complications, you can go home as soon as possible. But in Brazil, they keep you 3 days. I requested for 2 days because I just wanted to go home and sleep. Right? So that was the only part that I didn't enjoy. Now I'll kind of give a summary of the things that, you know, if you're giving birth in Brazil as a foreigner, the public system is great. The only thing that would make me choose the private system is, and it depends on the hospital, the only thing that would make me choose the private system is, you know, you have like a suite. You have your own room and it's like a mini suite. It's like you have your room and you have your little living room. So like your family can pretty much come and quote unquote live with you, not live with you, but you know, you have like your own suite. So comfort levels extremely high. When I was in labor and when I was resting after the anesthesiologist came in, I kind of had my own space. I was in a space with another person, but there was a curtain. It was very private, so I felt like I had my own space. The only thing I didn't enjoy about the whole process, and that is peculiar to this hospital, the only thing that I didn't enjoy about the whole process was, so I think not having curtains in the ward was peculiar to my hospital. I know other ladies that gave birth in other hospitals and they had curtains, so there was privacy. It was just them and another person and they had curtains. My hospital, I believe, is quite a big hospital, so I think, I'm not sure why, because all through the process, I had privacy. I was in a ward, you know, and I think that was fine. But that final leg, That was the only thing that messed up the experience for me. So overall, giving birth in Brazil in a public hospital, amazing. Facilities amazing. Doctors amazing. I was pleasantly surprised. 80% of the doctors speak English. The ultrasound guys, sonographer, is it sonographer? I believe so. But the ultrasound guys, they all spoke English. Most of my doctors, 80 to 90%, I would say, of the doctors that I didn't have one particular doctor. A different doctor saw me each time when I was referred to the hospital. And I'll start again, I'll give a summary of all of this. 80% of the doctors spoke English. The nurses, not so much, but the doctors, yes. So when you come, you register with a UBS. If you're going to go private, then you speak to the doctor, and then it depends on, most of the doctors in private healthcare are consultants. So it depends on the hospital that they work with. So they'll tell you, this is the hospital I work with. Most of the time, you go through the doctor first, and they will tell you this is the hospital I work with, and then you get the packages. So the packages for the hospital and the doctor's fees are different. That's for private. For public, you register with the UBS, and I didn't initially want to hear anything about a public hospital because I had an idea of what a public hospital would look like. But I was really, really pleasantly surprised at the facilities for a public hospital in Brazil. I registered with the closest UBS, which was really convenient. It was like 2 minutes walk from our Airbnb in Bella Vista. And I registered and I did all the tests and dental care, everything was free. And so every appointment, I would see a particular doctor. So I had one doctor at the UBS that I would see weekly for my appointments. And then for my ultrasounds, I would be sent to a bigger hospital to do those. So I did two, and I was sent to a bigger hospital I moved here when I was 28 weeks. So I did two ultrasounds before I gave birth, and I would always have to go to a bigger hospital, which was about 10 minutes with an Uber, about 30 minutes walking from the area. So everything will be within the area. So I believe a few weeks to your due date, you will then be referred to the hospital you're going to give birth at. And from then on, your weekly appointments will be at that hospital. At the hospital that I was registered at, it's an amazing hospital. I have some videos that I'm going to share. Thankfully, a friend of mine went because I would have gotten lost. It's a massive hospital. It's a really good hospital, really good facilities. And every week I would go there and I would actually see, I believe that it's a teaching hospital. So I would see a different doctor. Again, majority of them spoke in English, and they would check me and they would monitor the baby for 20 minutes. And then, I would go home. So that's really the process to register as a UBS. I just needed my passport and I believe my proof of address, I believe. And again, really straightforward. Pregnant women get preferential everywhere they go. So at the UBS, I would just go and get my ticket, click on preferential, and I would barely wait. And the same thing, preferential, even at the hospital, I would barely wait. So that is really the process and that was my process, or that was my story of giving birth in Brazil. And my daughter is about 14 months now, so it's been amazing. After you give birth, and even before I gave birth, I had a midwife that would come to the house. Even before I gave birth, I would have a midwife that would come to the house to check me, to just ask if I was okay. And ideally, that service is supposed to happen after you give birth. But I moved to another, the time in our Airbnb had run out. So I had to find an apartment, not an Airbnb. Airbnbs are expensive. That's an apartment that we were going to stay in for a long time, as opposed to an Airbnb. And I'll share a video about finding apartments in Brazil. For foreigners, it's really, really not easy. So that's the story. That's my birth story, and that's the story of how I gave birth in Brazil. Facilities here are amazing. Public hospitals are amazing. I give them a thumbs up. If you do want the extra comfort and you want your own suite and all of that, by all means, if you have the money, go for a private hospital. If I had to do it again, I wish I could do both. I wish I could give birth in a public hospital and then be transferred to a private hospital just for the aftercare. But for everything else, it was excellent. So if you enjoyed this video, please again give it a like, thumbs up, and comment and share with anybody that you know that is thinking of visiting. Please share with anybody that you feel this information could help. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of the video. Ciao, ciao.
Father, when I'm lost, I come to you. You will fail me not. You will not forsake me. Though I walk in shadows, I won't be afraid.
Like it doesn't look like a hospital. It doesn't look like